afternoon. This is Ronald Bird with another edition of Style Speaks here at Friendship Heights with a little snowy weather we got going on, but it didn't stop our friend, Mr. LaBrett, from coming out and talk to us. Welcome, LaBrett. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Glad you made it out.
Yes, sir.
We're not going to talk about what it took for you to get here, but God made a way and you're here, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, tell everybody where you're from, LaBrett.
I'm originally from Chesapeake, Pennsylvania, but I lived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania all my life.
Okay. Well, how long have you been in the DMV area?
I've been here, this February made a year that I've been here. So far it's good. So far, I like it.
Okay, so far. Wait a minute, come on. You gonna say something? You're not gonna say nothing bad. You're not gonna diss DC.
Nah, I'm not gonna.
You better, because we got some folks gonna beat you up after this.
Yeah, I ain't gonna diss you.
All right. Well, what brought you to this area anyway? Why the DMV?
Life, struggles. My mentor, my pastor, told me to come down and to better myself and better my career.
Okay. Well, speaking of career, I mean, I've seen a lot of your photographs, and I want you to talk to the camera too when we get into the answering part, because they're gonna want to know a little bit more about you. I know a little bit about you, so we're gonna tell them. So give them a little visual. So you mentioned your pastor. I know you do some pastoring yourself. Now, one of the questions I had for you, and one of the things that intrigued me a lot about who you are and what you represent, is the fact that you kind of juggled a lot of different things. I mean, you're definitely in the fashion industry. You're in school right now, and I'll let you get an opportunity to tell people about that. But how do you incorporate it all, and how did the whole pastoring piece come to be?
The pastoring piece was one of the most difficult assignments that I have ever faced in the 3 years that I did pastor in Philadelphia. It was difficult, it was rocky, it took a lot of time, but what I did was I balanced everything out, still balancing everything out with that. So right now I'm at a pause with pastoring, sitting to be mentored and to groom and to get myself together as a young man.
Oh, okay. So you're not pastoring.
Yes.
Okay. But you're definitely in school. So tell us about what you're in school for. Hence the reason why you're here, deeming you Mr. Fashion conscious over here, my brother.
I'm in fashions. It's for Fashion Business Administration, which is a bachelor's degree at the Art Institute of Washington.
Okay. So what do you want to do with that? Tell us a little bit about that.
What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to be a store buyer. Hopefully I'll be able to own my own company eventually. That takes years, but my main goal is to invest and to be a store buyer.
Okay, so that's the ultimate goal. Well, let's take it back a little bit. Like when you're a young man now, you're a young man still, but when you were an even younger man, how you kind of deemed yourself fashion conscious. I think your style, you seem to have a little flair about you. I don't know what you would consider your look, or how would you determine or classify your own individual look if you gave it a name? What would you call it?
I call it my little collection. It varies. It really varies. But it's
eclectic.
Yes, yes. But I always, people claim to say that I always keep a tie on or a bow tie. There's times I don't.
Yeah.
But pretty much, I'm just more so laid back with it, but I'm more so preppy at the same time. I've been like that since I was 7. My mother said I would go outside and play basketball with my Pinto friends.
Okay.
So I've always been like this.
Okay. So you wouldn't put on the sneakers. You just play ball, play your little sports in your loafers and your dress shoes.
That's it.
And your Sunday go to meetings.
That's it. That's it.
Okay. So, kind of looking good. So is it safe to say that style and fashion and kind of looking good or looking presentable was a part of your makeup growing up? I mean, who were some of your earlier influences? A lot of people, if I ask that question, they have a grandmother who was a diva who didn't let you go outside looking a certain way, or their father was one of these real particularly dressed, kind of well-dressed kind of people. Who would you say was a strong influence for you growing up that kind of gave you that history of just kind of being into the fashion industry? Who kind of planted that seed for you, if you will?
It was my mother and my stepfather.
Okay.
Two main parts. My mother and my stepfather.
Wow, that's good.
They would never let me go out the house. None of us would go out the house without having the fresh sneakers on, the nice shirt, and all that stuff. So it was good too.
Okay, so you just so when you got old enough to kind of dress yourself, it was really kind of already
in you,
and you kind of adapted that, because I think a lot of times people rebel from it? I mean, even though your parents may want you to look a certain way, and yet they bought the clothes, so you had to wear what they purchased for you. But then once you become an adult, you can adapt your own style. So you can, wear what you want to wear. So you kind of feel very comfortable in that space. You like getting dressed. I mean, I noticed some of the photographs of you. You are pretty preppy, and you do wear bow ties and neckties, and I mean you're dressed more up, I think, more so casual. So that's a comfort zone for you, I think.
Yes, it's great. Lately I've been doing a different look, which has made me uncomfortable, but at the same time it's made me comfortable. Like putting on a pair of Jordans. Doing that this current weekend, this current week, I put on Jordans and some jeans, and like my whole classmates was like, "Wow, you know how to dress down." So
okay, so
it was.
Yeah, so that's become your look. You tend to dress up more than dress down. Well, what is some of your? I mean, you've been here not that long, but on the west, on the East Coast, being here in DC, do you find that in school, in some of your classmates, do you deem the young people very fashion forward? Are they kind of behind the times? Do you think the look could be better? How do you kind of rate DC as far as the style piece? What are some of your thoughts about that?
Some of my thoughts for the young ones, males.
He said, let's start with the brothers. Let's start with the dudes.
Yeah.
Male. Listen. Okay.
It's the
go on preach.
It's the males. It's the males that I need us to come up a little bit more.
Okay, step it up, huh?
Because the sweats are the Jordans, like try a shoe or maybe a sandal. I don't see more of that.
Okay.
More so. On the females are good. They're really good here. But seeing in the school, I see more so of the like this. It's not slacks, but they're Adidas sweats.
Yeah. Very casual.
Yeah, very casual with Jordans, and now these pants that look like they got a big loop down the bottom. I don't know what that is.
They used to call them like a diaper pant back in the day.
Yes, them.
Yeah, that MC Hammer. I mean, I'm kind of telling on my age because I actually did a fashion show and I wore a pair of them big diaper pants with them, MC Hammer, whatever.
They have some good ones.
About me.
They have some good ones.
Yeah. And it's interesting. A lot of those fashions and styles are coming back, but I tend to see a little bit of that in the Jordans and the tennis shoes, but I think young men are starting to embrace also dress shoes and slacks. They're starting to kind of warm up to putting outfits together. But I think you're going to always have that dynamic of young people really kind of dressing down and won't really dress up until they really kind of have to. But it's great to see that young males like you can alter that and kind of be eclectic and adjust to any type of venue. If you needed to dress up, to an event tonight, you can go home and pull a pair of slacks and a pair of dress shoes. Some young guys, they can't even, if they had a dressy event to go to, they have to put on maybe some pants with some, like you said, some Jordans. They don't even have a pair of dress shoes or a pair of nice, decent slacks at home that they can even put together. You know what I'm saying?
So buy it.
Yeah, they have to run out and buy it, and they need some help doing that. So, well, what as far as when you talked about what you want to do as far as the degree is concerned, and I think right now, do you work in the fashion industry as well, or are you just in school in the fashion field? Right now I'm in school.
Okay. I have asked to be an intern in Baltimore, but it's kind of rocky because I'm balancing everything out. Mm-hmm. So being in school for my first year of getting this degree, I'm trying to balance everything out. Okay. Yeah, so you don't want to overwhelm yourself. Right. I don't want to overwhelm myself. So, well, with the whole pastoring piece, I mean, do you plan on getting back into the church, or what do you want to do with that, or you just kind of putting that on hold? Or did you want to talk about that at all? With that, it'll be within the next year to two that I will be focused on ministry. And, well, I'm in ministry, but I'll be focused on pastor.
Okay.
Right now, it's just me getting everything together before that.
Okay.
Is what I'm working on now.
Okay, just kind of, getting the school piece.
Getting the school piece.
Right done.
Right.
And so do you plan on staying here in the Washington metropolitan area, or is this kind of sort of pit stop for the next place you want to go to, or what's on the agenda for Mr. LaBrett? What's your once you finish school, of course?
Right.
What do you kind of see? What's like your 5-year plan? What we want to see what's going on with you?
My 5-year plan, because it's funny that you said that, because I was just like thinking of that.
Right,
earlier.
right. Everybody should gotta have a 5-year
Yes.
plan,
Yes.
10-year plan, whatever.
What I'm focusing on is being here for the remainder of the 3 years, the accomplish getting the bachelor's degree.
So it's gonna take another 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's altogether. I'll be here probably to 2015, probably. To be here, focus on that.
Okay. Well, no, this is 2014 now, so.
2015,
Okay, so we got 17, 16 or 17?
Yeah, it's supposed to be either 16 or 17.
Okay.
That I'll be focusing on that.
Okay.
Then from there, it's either New York or LA.
Okay. So you're gonna leave.
Yes, I'm leaving.
He know that's in the 5-year plan.
Yes, I'm
He's leaving DC and moving on. But you said 2 different coasts. You said New York or LA, so you either West Coast or East Coast.
Yeah, it's either New York or LA. It's
It's
a big debate. It's a
Right.
big debate within my head. Even
If
when
you
we
want
talk
to go
to my
west or
friends.
east, okay.
Yes.
If you want to stay closer. Well,
Yes.
where are a lot of your relatives on this side, or I mean, do you where's most of your family?
Most of my family is either down south or they're in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's closer to the West Coast or south.
Yeah, it's
or whatever.
closer.
So if you go all the way to California, you're gonna be a long way from everybody.
Yeah. Although I have my grandma out there, so I
said grandma. He said grandma.
Yeah, my grandma.
That accent coming out.
Yeah,
That's how we
it's
say it.
coming out.
My grandmama.
Yeah, I got her up there and my uncle, so
Okay.
I just go up there and spend time with them.
Okay. Well, you got family all over the place, so you're not gonna, you're not gonna be away for too long. Well, what do you want people to know about you? I mean, I wanted to talk to you because I really think your diversity in the different things and the different genres and your style forte and just kind of how you juggled all that you juggled. What do you want people, or are there any misconceptions about you as a person, or what do you want people to know about LaBrett, and what are you working towards before we close the interview out? What do you want to speak on?
I want to be somebody different in my generation, somebody that's struggled and dealt with their disorders and be able to accomplish something great. I want people my age. I'm going to 24 March 8th, so I want people my age to understand that we're able to go ahead and do things that people that are up there that could not do, that our ancestors have paved the way for us. So I want young people to understand that no matter what age you are, go out and get the degree. It's there.
Education is
yes,
important.
it is very important. Now what's happening now, you need a degree for everything. And I don't want to keep seeing, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything to other people, but I'm tired of seeing our young black people on the corner. It's more than just the corner, because that's not going to help you in the end run. So I just want to do something different. I want to impact. I want to impact this generation.
Wonderful, make a difference. Well, I think you already are making a difference, and that was definitely well said. I mean, and I didn't maybe at the top of the segment I could have mentioned. This is February, Black History Month. As Style Speaks, Black History Month edition, and I obviously talk to a lot of African American males and females, and I want to represent. But I'm glad I talked to you this month, so you can really send a message out to the young people that are trying to make some changes in their lives and do something positive and work towards that education and talk about what our ancestors have done and paved the way. So that's a great thing. Well, I really appreciate your time today. Coming and talk. That wasn't too bad, was it?
No, it was actually good. It was actually good.
But this has been another edition of Style Speaks, so we're going to get up out of here. And until we meet again, see you later.